Hey guys, Suzana here. Thanks for joining me in today's Get Ready With Me. It is 4th of July, so I don't know when this video is going to go up, by the way, but the day that I'm filming this is 4th of July, so I am actually getting ready to go out for some brunch at this new place that just opened about a week or two ago. So I'm really excited. My husband and I will be going in a little bit, so I need to get ready. Now, it being 4th of July, I definitely want to do a red lip, but I want to do it in a way that I'm comfortable with going out to eat, wearing, because to me red lipstick it can be a little bit intimidating. I think for a lot of us it can be. So I want to wear it in a way where, it's probably more approachable and I feel more comfortable with it. Now, I also really want to do a bronzy look. I definitely have some color now. I just got back yesterday from Hawaii. My husband and I went to Maui to celebrate our 10-year anniversary. It was phenomenal. I mean, really a vacation of my dreams. I couldn't have asked for anything better. So, okay, this is not about that. I guess I could talk a little bit about the trip while I'm getting ready here. We'll see. I don't know. I don't like to devour too much information. But okay, let's just go ahead and get started, right? So I already went ahead and I applied my SPF. I applied my primer as well. I'm using my Sisley Double Tensor Primer. This is just so good. I took it with me on vacation. It helps with the longevity of my makeup. I love how it looks on top of this. Plus, it has skincare benefits. So I'm really trying to put this to use because I've mentioned in a previous video, I've had mine for quite some time already. I was being a little stingy with using it. So I'm trying to, use the stuff that I have, especially those that did cost me quite a bit of money, because I don't want it to go bad. So let me just use what I have as far as, primers. I don't have, I guess I do have quite a bit of primers. I have a whole I have a whole section of primers up there, so I don't know what I'm talking about. I do have a lot, but there are a few that I'm like hardcore about, and that Sisley Double Tensor is most definitely one of them. So okay, for my foundation today, I actually pulled out my Ultra Latent Velvet Foundation from Chanel. Now this one I have in the shade B50, which is way too deep for me normally, but since I do have a pretty good tan right now, I'm pretty sure it's gonna suit me a lot better, so I'm gonna shake it up really good here. And then I'm going to apply this with my fingers. Now, I typically do not like applying my base with my fingers. It's kind of a mess, but I've been using this skin tint from Sisley, and I love this only when I use it with my fingers. So I'm like, okay, you know what? I might have other products that I'll probably enjoy even more if I apply them with my hands. So I'm going to check it out with this. And if not, then I'll start going back with a brush. Yeah, the shade is going to be perfect for me right now. I don't know. I haven't got shade matched. I went to the Chanel counter in Nordstrom. This was when this foundation was first... Was it when it was first released? I'm not sure anymore. A few years ago for sure. And immediately she's like, oh, you're B50. And when she put it on, I thought, okay, this looks good. But the lighting in stores isn't always so great. And I got home and I was like, whoa, this is way too dark actually. I should have exchanged it, but here we are. I've made it work thus far, and I feel like right now this is gonna be perfect for me to reach for. Okay, so that actually applied really well with my fingers. It blended in super easily. I love the scent of my Chanel makeup. Oh my gosh, I'm obsessed with it. Oh my gosh, I need to stop saying that. And then my skin was doing so well too, and I don't know if it's maybe the sun. Every time I travel though, maybe the airplane. Also, we had to wear our masks most of the time, so that could have been it too. But every time I travel, I always break out. This time I was hoping it would be different because my skin had been doing so great. But unfortunately, my skin struggled a little. So I'm going to use this one from Clé de Peau. It's their Radiant Eye Corrector. It's the pen one. I have the shade Ochre. And this gives nice coverage. It's not a ton, but I actually like how my skin looks. Again, I'm trying to not look like I have on a ton of makeup. You'll be able to notice that I I applied some makeup, which is fine. I'm fine with that. But I just don't want it to look too makeup-y. I'm going to blend this in. I don't know why I reached for this brush. I haven't filmed in a while, so I feel very odd right now. Kind of, I'm not like in my zone. I'm actually going to go in with another concealer over top. The color of this one, I just don't think it's suiting me all that well currently, again, because I do have the tan and the shade, I just feel like it's a little bit too light. So it is more for, so I could have used this more for brightening. So I should have used a deeper concealer first to actually conceal my dark circles a little bit better. And then gone over it with this one just to add a little bit of brightness. So I'm going to do it a little bit opposite. I don't recommend doing it the way that I'm going to do it today just because it's going to be some unnecessary layering. But before I go in with another concealer, I do like to use my cream or liquid bronzers first. I sometimes do tend to over apply or over blend onto areas that I don't want there to be bronzer. So this way I can correct that with my concealer. So as far as liquid bronzers, I pulled out 3. I have not yet decided which one I want to use. So I really love this one from Bare Minerals. It's their Bare Pro Glow. I have the shade Warmth. It's so good. I love that. A little bit goes a long way. The one that I haven't used all that much is this one, Solar Glow Universal Bronzing Drops. I don't know if this comes in multiple shades, but I have Sun Kissed. And then I also have my liquid bronzer from Chantecaille's, their Radiance Gel Bronzer. I might use this one. You know, it has the word radiance, and I do want a nice radiant glowy skin today. So let me shake this up well. Okay, and I just went ahead and applied some on my palette there. And I'm just going to go ahead and use the same brush that I used for my concealer. This is my Marc Jacobs The Face 2 brush. Start warming up the skin a little bit. Okay, I changed up the lighting a little bit. I feel like it was a little bit too dark, but okay, this is how my skin is looking. So far, so good, I think. Like I said, I just want something that's a little bit more on the natural side, but since I do need a little bit more coverage under my eyes, I'm going to use my Dior Forever Skin Correct Concealer. I use the shade 3N. Just gonna go ahead and blend this in. I just pretty much added this where I do need the most coverage under my eyes. Okay, so I just did my eyebrows. I used a little bit of my Airbrush from Kozaz and my Gucci powder brow pencil. I don't know what it's called. It completely rubbed off from here. So yeah, used a little bit of both. And now I'm going to go ahead and set my concealer. So I like to wait a little bit just because, especially when I layer my concealers, just because I do tend to crease quite a bit. So what I'm going to do is use the end of this brush, or you can use a smaller brush, and then just go over where I crease to remove any excess concealer that I have there. So I'm going to do a light set, and I'm going to use my Clé de Peau pressed setting powder. The packaging is a limited edition. I got this from their site a few years ago, actually. This is a refillable pan. So I'm just going to set the T-zone really. For a highlight, I need to use my favorite. So this is Peau de Pêche from Westman Atelier. I love this. Actually, I'm going to continue with the same brush that I was using. I'm just going to pat it on the high points of my face. So across the forehead a little bit. The high points of the cheekbones. And anywhere else I want a little bit of glow. So I have such a mess upstairs from unpacking, like I semi-unpacked really I've only unpacked things that I need right now. So I have a huge mess. First of all, I made a huge mess while packing. I tried to tidy up a little bit, but honestly I didn't get very far with that. So now I just have a huge mess all upstairs. So my bedroom, my office upstairs, we have a guest room. That's where I did all the packing in. So now I have a huge mess in there as well. So it's gonna be a lot of fun cleaning all of that. That's what I'm gonna be dedicating my day off tomorrow doing. So okay, for blush, I have not used this yet. So this is from Dolce & Gabbana. It's called Creamy Cheek and Lip Color. Now I really only like to use these kind of things on my cheeks. I'm not opposed to applying them on my lips, but I have a ton of lipsticks, so I want to try to use my lipsticks for my lips, use my blushes for my blush, and then that's it. So the shade I picked up is Tender, and I just want to show you guys a close-up of this because this packaging is so beautiful. The gold leafing that you see here is actually a little bit raised, so there's some texture to that. I mean, just beautiful. It has a mirror, and there is the blush. All right, so I'm going to use my Wingauss #1 brush. I actually washed all of my face brushes before I left, but most of them are still upstairs, so this is all I got to bring down with me. Just want a little bit of color. Okay, that's pretty. And although I did powder, that still applied very nicely over. So beautiful. I can't believe it took me so long to use that because I've had that in my collection already for at least a month, at least. So okay, let's see. I do want to apply a little bit more bronzer. I did recently pick up this Tom Ford bronzer in the shade Gold Dust. So I have this in Terra, which I adore. A lot of people on All Things Luxury Beauty, if you guys do not follow them, they have a YouTube channel, they have an Instagram account. They also now have their website, but on Clubhouse, we all get together and chit chat there. And a lot of people there have raved about Gold Dust. So I finally went ahead and picked it up. It is so beautiful. I used this for the first time on Instagram, but I actually think I want to use this one from Hourglass. By the way, if you guys do not follow All Things Luxury Beauty, and make sure you follow them on all platforms. They're amazing. Lexi and Jennifer do an awesome job, and I do host every other Thursday, so it's really just about talking luxury beauty, guys. It's so wonderful. So anyway, back to the bronzer. So I'm using the Radiant Bronze Light. This is from Hourglass, and I love this because it has it's got a little bit of a sparkle in there, and as long as I don't apply it like straight on my cheeks, I don't mind it, especially this type of like sparkle, because it's so fine. So it really just helps make your skin look radiant and glowy. Again, what I'm trying to achieve here. So that's why I really want to use this, just to layer a little bit over top that Chantecaille gel bronzer that we already applied. So I don't need very much of this, just a little bit is fine. So I ended up pulling out several eyeshadows that I was like, okay, I think I'm gonna want to use this for this look or that. Again, because I want that bronzy type of look, but because I do want to go with a red lip color, I actually like to keep it much more simple with the eyes. So what I'm going to use today is just going to be this one item for the lids. It's from Chanel. This is a limited edition, but it is still available. I forgot what release this one belonged to, but it's one of their eyeshadow liners, and it's in the shade Beige Pearl, maybe? Number 40. Now this is actually wonderful to use as a single eyeshadow look, or to use it as a base and apply other eyeshadows over top. I mean, you can actually do quite a few things with this. The shade is perfect. The way that I'm going to use it though today is I'm going to apply it as an eyeliner. So I'm going to actually apply this pretty thick because I'm going to blend it out. So I'm not trying to be too precise. Now I want to make sure I also apply it on the outer portion of the lid and into the crease. And then with a clean brush, I'm just going to blend the edges of this. And blend the crease as well. So to give me a little bit of dimension, it looks like I have on eyeshadow, but it's not going to be too much. It's not too over the top. It's got some nice glitter, but it's super fine, so it looks just so good on the eyes. I love this pencil. I'm surprised I have yet to buy a second one because, like I said, these are limited editions, so once they sell out, I guess that's gonna be it. And I really like this. I actually packed this for the trip, but I didn't use it out there. I ended up using a lot of I depotted a few of my Rowan eyeshadows. And so I took that. I also took a few eyeshadows that I depotted from one of my Natasha Denona palettes. Just, you know, your basic kind of everyday colors. And that's all I really used out there. And then of course a little bit for the bottom lash line. One thing I will say that was a disaster on most of my trip was my hair. Oh my gosh. So I got the keratin treatment, so I was like, okay, this will hopefully help for it not to look as frizzy, which it did actually. But my hair was just not cooperating with me. We did a luau. Well, we didn't do it. We went to go watch one. Our hotel actually has one of like the most popular ones out there. So that was awesome, very convenient. We had like the best seats in the house, which was amazing. That like never happens to us. So it was so nice. And they included like a professional picture. Yeah, that picture. We framed it. I mean, we ended up buying a frame out there for it too, but my hair, I mean, it got super windy, but it was like it felt nice, like it was a nice breeze. But where I went to go take the picture it wasn't like a hill, but it was like a little bit of a hill. And I don't know, it was like extra windy in that moment. My hair was all over the place. The photographer was not having it. He was not trying to be patient with me, trying to get myself together. So I ended up going for it, and the picture came out cute, but my hair looked like a hot mess. So yeah, I was quite upset about that, but you know, it is what it is. It's the moment that was captured, so we framed it. But yeah, my hair was not being very nice to me out there. So okay, I do want a little bit of highlighter in the inner corner. I just feel like I need something that's going to pop in there. So let me use my Dior Beige Midsole. This is actually one of the eyeshadows that I pulled out for today. So let's use this. Hopefully it's not too deep for the inner corner. I think it's okay for today's look at least. I think it'll be okay. Yeah, that's actually nice. All right, so I think as far as eyeshadow, I'm done. Maybe I should apply a little bit of eyeliner just because why not? So I do have, let's see here. Sorry, I'm not prepared to film today necessarily, but I was like, I'm gonna do it. It's been a while. I haven't posted. You guys probably missed me. I had to show face. So yeah, I have stuff all over the place. But let's see, I can't find the eyeliner. Okay, I'm gonna use this one from Wayne Gauze. It's the shade Precious Opal. So I'm gonna apply this. I'm not very good at tight lining just because eyeliner tends to get on my contacts. So when I tight line, I usually only do the outer corners, like the outer like 1/4 or maybe even 1/5 of the lash line up here. And then the bottom, shoving it all the way. Okay, so pretty much to where the pupil ends. So most of the way. Just so I don't close up the eyes too much in the inner portion there. These eyeliners, by the way, are amazing. Wayne Gauze did such a great job with them. All right, so as far as mascara, I've really been enjoying my Lancome Idle Lash mascara. So I'll do some of this. I did curl my lashes before I sat down to film. So as far as the lips, I guess this isn't red, but this is the type of red that I'm most comfortable with. I'm gonna use one of my Chanel, I can never get the name of this right, Le Rouge Dual Ultra Tenue lipstick. So this is double-sided. You have the pigments on one end, the other end has a gloss. It's a clear gloss. It is vital that you use the gloss over the pigments because that is what's going to help the longevity of this lipstick, and they will last a very, very long time. I've tested them out and I love them. So they are transfer proof. So I'm gonna go ahead and just clean off most of this doe foot because I don't want to apply so much of it at once. So now I'm gonna go ahead and add this gloss over top. And the good thing is it won't look this glossy for too long, but the lipstick will stay on for quite some time. All right, so just one last little touch up that I do want to do. I don't like for this area here to be too shiny because I do have large pores there. So I'm going to set that a little bit better using my Perfect Blur Finishing Powder. This is from Chantecaille. And I'm just going to apply this here where I do have those larger pores and a little bit of shininess right now. Alright guys, thank you so much for getting ready with me. My makeup is complete. I am very happy with how it all turned out. It's exactly what I was looking to achieve. A nice bronzy look with a subtle bold lip. That does not make sense. I need to figure out a better way to describe this, but I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you found this video informative. If you did, please make sure to give me a thumbs up. That really does help out my channel a lot. And if you have not yet, do not forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on any of my future videos. Thanks guys so much for spending some time with me today. Until next time.